Hello everybody, this is SMK here, and today I'm doing another commentary. This time I wanted to do another focused topic, and that is basically going back into what I sort of talked about last week, or the last Uncharted 4 commentary I did, which was about the new DLC update that dropped on September 22nd or 21st, I forget which day it was. And really what that video was about was just my initial impressions, like based off of what I saw on the live stream when I hadn't even played it yet. And now that it's been a week and I've had a chance to sit down and play every day for the most part, every night, the new update and the new stuff they added and the new map and everything, I felt I needed to do a video about what my thoughts are on it after playing it. So, that being said, let's dive right into it. So first, I guess I'll talk about what they did to the village. It's like I said, when I saw the stream and they showed off what they had done to it, pretty much all around good changes. If there's one thing I'm kind of iffy on that I don't really like, is that they closed off that entire middle house area, like the house that's by the tower, that is by where the Gao used to be. That has been the Gatling gun weapon. That has been closed off. That is going inside the house is just not possible anymore. They closed the doors, and instead what they did was they created this slope that you can go down. And they did that. I'm not sure why. Honestly, I feel like it's a worse change the way they did that, because it prevents you from easily dealing with people who are on that second level on that side of the map. You no longer can just shoot them because there's while you're on the second level, because there's now a giant wall in the way on the second floor of that house I'm talking about. And they added that. I don't understand why exactly they added it. I can't really explain it. I feel like that area is a little bit questionable. But aside from that, everything else they did to the map, I'm very happy about. I love how they opened up the sniper box on the one side of the map, so you can actually, so people can't just hide behind cover there without you knowing. I like how they opened up the other sniper position spot, so there's another way to flank them from behind instead of having to force yourself to climb up the front or the side. I'm a really big fan of how they added the grapple hooks at the bases so that you can deal with people who try to camp back there, although the top side is still a little problematic. I feel like they should have opened up an area a little bit further ahead so you can get around earlier rather than having to get around so late and end up, not really being able to get behind them easily. Like, they'll see you before you can actually start getting behind them. So it makes flanking a little bit difficult. But aside from that, I think the village overall is a very well done, brought back old map. I'm very happy about it. I like it a lot. I just wish they kind of didn't do what they did to the middle house. I think it's a questionable decision. We'll see how it continues to play out, if it really does continue to bug me at all. But aside from that, good job. Good job on that. The next thing, I guess, is really to talk about what they added, which is basically the new weapons. So I only have the UC single action army weapon. I only got that. That's the only pistol that I've gotten from the chests that I've been able to use. And as far as using it goes, I love it. I think it's awesome. It completely invalidates the Jackal. It's almost like Naughty Dog thought that they shouldn't bother buffing the Jackal. They should just leave the Jackal the way it is. It's a free pistol. It's not meant to be amazing. Just let it, have its niche purpose as a free pistol, and just create this new revolver that does everything better. That, does downs in 3 shots, 1 headshot, 1 body shot down someone. It has 6 shots. It's got 42 bullets, kind of like the Jackal does. But it has 6 shots instead of being 4 shots. At least I think it's 4 for the Jackal. Maybe it's 5 for the Jackal. I'm not. I barely use the Jackal, so I can't. Forgive me if I can't remember exactly how many bullets that and clip size of that gun. But anyway, I think the single action is very fair. I think it's awesome. I love the Western sound effects. Makes it sound like you're playing as Ocelot when you use it because you hear the ricochet and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Um, as for the other weapons that I've had to play against, well, the Harrison I feel is actually quite fair. It is a little bit difficult to counterplay if you're using something like a Copperhead or anything like that because it downs in isn't it like 2 shots or something like that, or downs in 3? I can't quite remember. Haven't used it, so and I've kind of rarely encountered it. So I feel the Harrison has its place. It's not like the Metler where it's super annoying to try and avoid and dodge and stuff. The Harrison's possible to avoid and dodge, so that's a nice little plus because it has a little bit of kickback and it doesn't have super fast fire rate basically. So it can't dominate nearly as hard as the Metler tends to. The low S doesn't really bother me. I think it's okay. You can deal with it. It is a little annoying when you see it. Just a little bit annoying. And then, what else is there? The heavy weapon they added, I haven't used it yet, nor have I seen really anyone using it. I've heard it's pretty mediocre, though. So it's basically like a different shotgun, an alternative to the Condor. And I'm just unsure if it has its place or not, really. It might just be a heavy weapon they added for the sake of adding it, so it means it doesn't really add anything to the game. And then the Shield of Asgard is interesting in the sense that while at first glance it seems like it's going to be really powerful, in practice it's actually not that bad. Partly because when you're facing against multiple people with it, I haven't used it yet, but when I'm against it and I have like 3 other people with me and they're shooting at the one guy that has the Asgard, they go down real fast. They don't even really get to do much of anything with it. The best thing I could think of you could do with that is if you had a heavy weapon while you were using it or something like that. You'd have to basically do a combo with it in order to actually make any solid fantastic use of it, because I feel like a bunch of people will just throw grenades or they'll do charged melees on you before you can do anything. And in my experience, the Asgard user definitely goes down pretty quickly when you're faced with multiple people. But when you're by yourself, yeah, if it's just 1v1, the Asgard guy is going to win easily. I have beaten a couple of Asgard guys on my own, but that was when they had like maybe half of the Asgard left, like half of the shield left. So I was able to get a headshot in and finish him. So yeah, it's definitely not as powerful of a mystical as I thought it would be, and it's definitely not that imbalanced at all. But I would say that maybe it's only because it's early. Maybe it'll become more problematic as time goes on, as more people start to figure out how to use it and when to use it. But for now, for the moment, it's really not a problem for me. I don't mind it. I think it's a pretty okay addition to the game. And then what else did they add? The RKL. I have not really seen that much, so excuse me. So it's hard to say what I think about it. It's just a long-range FASA, mid to long-range FASA, so I can't really comment too much on it. No one's really used it on me that much, so I don't really know what the counterplay is like against it. But so far, it's not like all the stuff they added is not annoying. It's not annoying to play against. And the balance changes they did are great. I'm kind of iffy on the shotgun thing they did. I'm a little iffy on that. That's something they didn't mention, but it almost comes off as unintentional or something they pushed too early. But I feel like the shotgun should not be doing 90 damage. I think it's a little ridiculous to me. It should be more like 80 or 85 if they're going to do any damage buff at all, because you need to be able to have a chance to react to it. Because in its current state, it's very difficult to react to it when they're coming at you from mid-range. It's kind of crazy in my experience. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a shotgun user. I just play against it, and I definitely am annoyed by it. But anyway, aside from that, that's pretty much it. Overall, I like the update a lot. I like what they added skin-wise and all that stuff, the taunts and everything. I hope the next update won't take nearly as long as these two have, but Knowing Naughty Dog, it looks like it's going to. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.